You did everything right. You served. You got hurt doing it. You came home carrying the damage. Then your file landed on a desk, got a quick read, and came back stamped, denied. Not because you're faking. Not because you're not hurt. This is not a handout. You earned it the hard way. But here's what nobody tells you at the out-processing brief. The VA isn't on your side, and it isn't against you. It's a scale. And it will not put one single thing on your side of that scale for you. That's your job. You don't lose a claim because you're not hurt. You lose because of a missing piece of paper. So today, we build your claim together. Let me show you how the VA actually decides. Picture a scale. On one side goes everything that says your condition is connected to your service. On the other side, everything that says it isn't. Here's the good news. The VA doesn't need you to prove your case beyond all doubt. They need it to be at least as likely as not. That's the legal standard, and it means 50-50 is enough to win. If that scale sits dead even, the law says you take it. They call it the benefit of the doubt, and it's written right into the rules. But there's a catch, and it's the whole reason good claims get denied. The VA will not load your side of that scale for you. You have to stack it yourself. So what does a winning case actually look like? It comes down to three things, and every service-connected claim is a chain of all three. Picture a chain with three links holding the weight. Link 1, something happened in service. An injury, an illness, an exposure, an event. Link 2, you've got a diagnosis today. A doctor says you have the condition now, not just back then. Link 3 is the one that sinks most claims. It's the connection between the first two, and it's got a name. The nexus. It's the medical reason your condition today traces back to what happened in uniform. And a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Let one give, and the whole thing drops. Here's the move almost nobody makes. Before you gather a single piece of paper, look at your own three links and ask which one is weakest. Take a veteran who blew out his knee on a road march back in 1998. His knee's bad today. A doctor will confirm it, so link 2 is solid. He knows exactly how it happened, so link 1 is solid. But nothing in his file connects the two. That's link 3, the nexus, cracked and corroded right in the middle of his chain. That weak link is the whole reason a real injury gets denied, so that's where he's going to aim everything. Find your weakest link first, then build straight at it. Now here's your toolkit. Tool 1, your service records. This is your proof that something happened in service. Link 1. Your service treatment records are the old sick call notes. Your physicals, anything medical from your time in. Your personnel records show where you were and what your job was. For our knee veteran, the sick call note from that road march and his infantry job both put him at the scene. Here's what most people get wrong. They sit back and wait for the VA to dig these up. Now, the VA is required to make a reasonable effort to pull your federal records. But that's a floor, not a ceiling, and records do go missing. A fire at the Records Center back in 1973 destroyed millions of them. So don't wait on it. Request your own through the National Archives using their eVetRec system and turn in anything you've already got in hand. One note if you served in the Guard or Reserve. Your records live in extra places, like your point statements and your drill and duty records. And proving which duty period your injury falls under is often the hardest part of the whole claim. We break that down in its own video. Tool 2, your current medical records. This is link 2, the proof you have the condition right now. It's your VA records and your private doctor records together. For our veteran, that's the orthopedic note that says, his knee is shot today, worn down and measurable. The VA pulls your VA records automatically once you point to them, but your private records are on you. Either turn them in yourself or sign the form that lets the VA go request them. Don't assume they'll just show up. And if a private doctor is treating you, those records can carry real weight because that same doctor can do the next thing on this list. Tool 3, the nexus letter. This is the fix for link 3, the nexus itself. And in a tough claim, it's the most powerful piece of paper you've got. It's a written opinion from a medical provider that says your condition is at least as likely as not connected to your service. Those exact words matter. A doctor who writes possibly related or might be connected hasn't met the bar. It has to be at least as likely as not. And here's the part veterans miss. It is not about how impressive the doctor's title is. A court case called Nieves Rodriguez settled that. What gives a nexus letter? Its power is the reasoning. A strong letter walks through your history and your records and explains, step by step, why the two are connected. A weak one just says, could be related, and stops cold. For our knee veteran, the strong version reads like this. I reviewed his service records showing the 1998 injury, I examined his knee, and in my opinion, his worn-down knee is at least as likely as not caused by that injury. And then it explains the why. That nexus letter is what tips his scale. Tool 4, lay and buddy statements, and this one costs you nothing. A lay statement is just a plain written account from someone with first-hand knowledge. You don't need a medical degree to write down what you saw or what you lived through. The rules say so directly. If a person saw it or experienced it, their statement counts as real evidence. These fill two gaps your records can't. First, the things that never made it into a file. Our knee veteran walked that injury off, so maybe there's no sick call note, but his squad leader watched him go down. A statement from that buddy puts the event on the record. Courts have backed this up. In a case called Jandro, the court held that a veteran is competent to describe what he felt and what happened to him. Second gap, the years in between. Sometimes the VA argues, too much time passed between service and the diagnosis. A statement from his wife, saying he's limped since the day he came home, closes that gap. These go on VA Form 21-102-10. Be specific. Dates, places, what you saw with your own eyes, and how it changed daily life. Tool 5, the DBQ. That stands for Disability Benefits Questionnaire. The first 4 tools win the claim. This one sets how high it's rated. A DBQ is a standardized VA form your doctor fills out that measures your condition against the exact criteria the VA uses to hand out a percentage. Same knee, 3 different DBQs, 3 different paychecks. One that shows your knee barely bends documents a far higher rating than one that says full, painless motion. The DBQ is what turns your doctor's findings into the language the rating system actually speaks. You can download the right one for your condition and have a private provider fill it out. And if the VA sends you to their own exam, the C&P exam, that examiner fills out the same kind of form. That exam can make or break your rating, so we made a whole episode on how to prepare for it. Now put it all together. 5 tools, 3 links, 1 scale. The big mistake is dumping every record you own onto the pile. If the VA already agrees your knee is bad, 10 more pages proving your knee is bad change nothing. Go back to your weakest link. For our veteran, the weakest link was the nexus. So that's where he aims. He gets the nexus letter. He gets his squad leader's statement. He targets the exact weak link in his case and nowhere else. And watch what happens. That cracked link gets reinforced. The chain holds. The scale that was tipped against him swings the other way. Granted. And remember where the line actually sits. You don't have to prove your claim beyond a shadow of a doubt. You have to get it to at least as likely as not. 50-50. When the evidence is balanced, the law says the tie goes to you, the veteran. That's not a loophole. That's the rule, written that way on purpose because you earned it. Your job isn't to be perfect. It's to get your side of that scale up to even, and then a step past it. One more thing. Thank you for your service and for sticking with this. Everything we walk through, the nexus letter, the buddy statement, the personal statement, we put real, fill-in-the-blank samples of everyone in the veteran field manual with the deeper detail we couldn't fit here. Subscribe so you know the moment it drops. And do one favor. Send this to a veteran fighting their claim right now. The system bets on you not knowing this. Prove it wrong, together.